kind of fell in love with my wife's Mac. So
It happens.
right,
Yeah.
Amanda, what do you prefer?
Mac.
I
Okay.
like the PC. I got a Hewlett Packard.
Oh, okay. Well, it's funny. I have this 13.5-pound Asus computer. Like I know it's like, literally it's like you couldn't put it in it. When I put it in my backpack, I feel like I could like do workouts with it. Like I could literally do step ups and squats and lunges because it's like it literally weighs 13. We weighed it. It weighs 13 pounds. Can you? I mean, like this thin.
That's an old one. That's definitely an old one.
It's ridiculous. So guys, welcome to the call. We have a lot of people on the call. We're going to have a lot more people as we come in. I just wanted to tell you guys, these last couple calls have been phenomenal. Thanks to the guests. I continue to archive them on my YouTube channel as we go through. And what I have done, and I haven't quite figured it out yet, but I will figure it out tomorrow because it's supposed to be upgraded tomorrow. I upgraded my my Zoom to broadcast live on Facebook. So, hey, Wendy.
Hey.
I get to see you tomorrow.
Looking forward to it.
I know you are. I'm looking forward to seeing you too. So, so I got some crooked glasses on today. I'm like, you guys know me. I'm like, whatever. Like, like I'm easy losing glasses. Let's just say that. Let's just say I'm easy at losing glasses. So, all right. So let me get this all cranked up. All right. So guys, I'm super excited to have a guest with me on again tonight. And I'm just going to tell you guys how I first got introduced to Amanda. It is totally just God blessing me because I was at convention. I was talking to some people during the break and somebody said, hey, I want you to meet somebody. And they grabbed me and I was like, oh, I'm not going to make it in the session that I want to go to. And I was like, okay. So I opened up my calendar and I was like, oh, wow, I want to go. I'll just go to the Pro 5 one, right? And so I go in and I sit down and it's this panel of Pro 5. And it's actually one of my good friends and business partners, Graham Gonzalez, was on there, and Amanda and several other people. And it was just awesome. Like I even went up to, I don't even know if Amanda remembers this, but I went up to her afterwards and said, hey, I want to get to know you. And we have, similar things in common. And so I don't know if you guys had the opportunity. I'll just pull it up here real quick and just so you guys can kind of see a little bit about Amanda. All right, here we go. I think I found it. I'm getting better at this stuff. You'd think after this long period of time, I'd get better at this. So let me just kind of pull this up. Okay, so you guys can see my guest is Amanda Brooks. She's a Pro 6. She lives, and I'm not real familiar with Maine, so maybe you can kind of educate me someday on Maine. I know where it's at, but I just know it's a very small state, right? And I don't even know how big the population is. She told me, and I looked up, I'm kind of a researcher person, so I know that she's a physician's assistant. She studied at the University of New England College of Osteopathic Medicine. I thought that was pretty cool. Practiced emergency medicine for 13 years. I did remember that from, and it was funny when I told her to leave me a bio today when she left me the voice message, I crack up because she's like, is that good enough? And I was like, yeah. She's like telling me that's good enough. And I'm like, okay. I don't know. Did I lose you, Amanda? Where'd you go? Did I lose you?
I'm back. That was weird.
That was weird. What happened?
I have no idea. My screen went blank and then came back on.
Oh, okay, good. Well, you did come back on. So 18 months, is that how long ago you opened up your wellness center? Is that correct? And then shortly after that, she found LifeVantage, which is kind of awesome, right? And so she's a single mom. Did I spell your daughter's name right? I don't know. Maybe I didn't. Did I spell it right?
It begins with an A, but it's fine.
Okay. So you'll have to correct me on that next time. And I didn't know. I just kind of guessed. So and it didn't have spell check. So hey, it's a very unique name. And so she had opened up a wellness center. You can see it there. And even I love her videos because she does these videos. And so I don't want to take any more time away from her, but what I want her to kind of do for us tonight is I'm going to try to get this to stop. Hold on 1 second. And that way, okay. What I want you to do is just, I'll ask you a couple questions, and they'll be real simple. I won't put you on the spot or anything, but just tell us a little bit about your story, about, kind of a little bit of topics about what I talked about, and just kind of share your heart with people. So that's what people are on here for. We have an awesome, amazing group of people that come on here every week. And so everybody was excited to hear from you. And a lot of people mentioned they missed hearing you with Darren. I don't know if it was a week or so ago, but when you were on with Darren Jensen, but hey, I'm awesome. I'm excited to have you on. So tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Okay. Gosh, thank you so much, Michael. It seems like just yesterday we met, and it's been nice to stay in touch. So thank you for giving me the honor to hop on, and hi, everyone. So I thought I was getting on a call tonight, not a Zoom. So I was laying in bed with my daughter, and that's why my hair is even bigger than normal. So I'm definitely so glad that I don't live in Florida, because this would be impossible with your humidity. But anyway, I'm from Bangor, Maine, and so that's where Stephen King lives. So pretty much everyone's heard of Stephen King. So he and I are almost neighbors.
Wow, I did not know that. That's awesome. Spooky, but awesome.
Yeah, it's a good time around Halloween. So
I bet.
Yeah, so this is my story, guys. Really simply put, Michael, you did a great job introducing me, but love helping people, love medicine, and decided to become a physician assistant, love my job, and was strictly adhering to the medical model for so many years, but then found out there's something missing. There's something missing in modern medicine, and that's there needs to be a mesh between modern and alternative medicine. So probably about 6 years ago, started really looking into alternative medicine, still practicing in the ER, but then I had Arabella. She's now 3. So when I was pregnant, I decided, at the time I was married to an orthopedic surgeon, and I knew with his long hours, I wasn't going to continue to work full time, or I'd never see my daughter, never have time with my family. And so that's when I had the brainstorm of opening a wellness center. And that's before I knew about the 6 things to look for when opening a business. I definitely don't make any money in the wellness center, but so thankful I opened it, because after opening the wellness center, there were so many people just bombarding me with wanting me to sell their products. And so a month after opening the center is when when LifeVantage found me. And I'm a really open person, but I don't like to be sold to. So I kind of put this person off a bit. But then as soon as I saw that ABC video, kind of funny story, my mom has an office down the hall from my wellness center. And so I said, Mom, so-and-so is coming to sell me something. You've got to come say no with me. And so it was funny. We watched the ABC story, and then they just simply played one of my uplines 30-minute pre-recorded opportunity webinars. And we're in with platinum packs, 35 minutes, bam, bang, 2 of us, we're done. And then just been kind of running with the business ever since. So what I saw from a medical standpoint was, first of all, we all have a human body, and it's my job, or I feel like it's my goal, to really improve the wellness of the world. So like Michael said, I have this Inner Greatness Center. It's on Facebook. And so I do live videos just to educate people on what they can do to improve their health. But something I've found, and you guys will probably relate, most Americans are really lazy. So they're really not willing to change the way they live their lifestyle. So they don't manage their stress. They certainly don't get enough sleep. They drink too much. They still smoke. And they definitely don't eat what I think they should eat. But when I saw that pill, I was like, Americans love pills. So that's kind of my story, in a nutshell, as to how LifeVantage found me. Another thing is, I never in a million years imagined that I'd be a network marketer. And I think for the first 2 or 3 months when I was involved in this company, I was really embarrassed. I was thinking, and I'm just going to be quite real with you guys, this is embarrassing to admit, but I thought that I was too good for network marketing. So I knew I loved the product, but I was just embarrassed by it. And so it wasn't until my posture changed and I grew to love network marketing that my business really started to explode. So I think I hit Pro 4 at 4 months. I hit Pro 5 at 5 months, and then I hit Pro 6 at 12 months. So I think that's like what people's biggest hurdle is, like whether it's fear of not succeeding, or whether it's embarrassment because, you know, you're picking and choosing who you share the opportunity with. So now I tell everyone, I guess, that I absolutely love network marketing, and I don't sift through who I tell about the opportunity. Because at first I was like, this is what you do. You do these opportunity presentations. All you talk about is the opportunity. What about the products? And I was the one missing the boat, because as we all know on here, the opportunity is the opportunity. And I want everyone to be given the same opportunity that I was given. So that's kind of like it in a nutshell, Michael. That's like what I saw, how I saw it, and kind of where I'm going.
Well, that's awesome, because being in the same field, you know, I kind of laughed. That's my story. You just told you asked me earlier, you were laughing and you're like, and I'm like, you know, when everybody would ask me like, okay, so you made, and this kind of really has made a mind shift. We coming from being in practice, like when you're in traditional medicine, like you were, and you understand that integrative medicine is the way to go, and that now technology has changed. Like, you know, being on all the supplements, it's kind of funny. You'll appreciate this too, Amanda. We my wife and I got our oxidative stress levels checked about 30 days ago, and my wife decided to stop taking all of her other supplements. Okay. And she had a 150-point drop in 30 days by just stopping taking all of her other supplements. So it's kind of funny that you know, when you understand how technology changes, you can't help but feel like you have a moral obligation to share this information, especially when you go from that person that thinks, you obviously fall in love with the product, but tell me from your perspective, kind of what drives you, what shifted, obviously there was hey guys, if you just came on, just mute your lines if you're just coming in. What kind of changed for you? At what point did you kind of say, because usually here's what happens with people, and you jumped right in just like I did. Actually, my enroller's on tonight, which is awesome. Daniel Bernard, he's a pastor, a local pastor from here in Clearwater, Florida. He runs a nonprofit organization, and he chased me for 6 months to get me to watch that ABC video, Amanda. and every week I would just say, just send me the information, right? Just send me the information. You know what he would say? No, I'm not doing it that way. You're going to hear it the way I heard it, or you're not going to hear it at all. And then he finally went through my wife and got me to meet him for dinner. And he put me on the phone with Brandon Cunningham. And I think Brandon was like a Pro 6 at the time or something, you know? And so what switched for you? What kind of took you from that, I'm afraid to share with this person, that person, to now where you are flying through the ranks of making Pro 6 in a short period of time, and now setting your sights on goals ahead? Maybe touch on that just a minute.
Sure. I think when I do something, I'm either all in or not in at all. And so when I signed up to become a distributor, I immediately started plugging into the system. And so being around like-minded individuals and attending opportunity presentations and just hearing the same thing over and over, right? Like 15 presentations, like attend all events, like, you know, those kind of things. I started thinking, I've got to change a little bit how I feel up here to really do what they're doing. And, you know, they always say, if you want what I have, you've got to do what I've done. Like, are you willing to do that? And so I just started trusting the system, I guess, and just started really doing a lot of one-on-ones. That's how I've really grown my business. I mean, my team hosts an opportunity presentation every single week, and we do something live every single week that people can plug into. But for me, the way I've signed up most people is through one-on-ones. And so I strongly recommend my team, like when they first sign on, like I signed distributor on today, he'll kind of be my sidekick, like my little apprentice. Like he'll bring people to my office and we'll do it together just so they see how I've done it and they gain confidence that way. Because I think when you give people individualized attention, it means so much more. sometimes when you're sitting in a big room, like your mind wanders, you're not like really there. But also kind of like I told you, it's been my goal for probably the last 6 years to help really improve the wellness of the world. Like I always am talking about alternative health. So I kind of feel I kind of feel like I have a duty with my education and my ability to communicate to kind of tell people about this. And then I always remember to stay detached from their decision. I think before I got too emotionally involved, and then I took it personally, like my dad, my real dad, he does not take the product, doesn't want to. And guess what? Next, like I love him, but I'm not going to spend my time, because my time is, I don't have enough of it. None of us do. And so I just stay completely detached from everyone's decision, and it's about sheer numbers. So I'll have some people that are like, I've contacted so many people. And it's kind of like patients in the hospital telling me, well, I only have one drink a day. And I'm thinking, how big is that drink? You know? So same thing, like how many people have you contacted? And they'll say something like 5 or 10, and that's big to them. And I'm thinking, I contacted 70 and got 10 to this one meeting. So for me, it's all about sheer numbers, creating curiosity. I love Bob Heilig. I'm giving you guys a bunch of information, but thinking you've never met me before, probably.
Keep going. You're doing great. I love it.
So these are the things that I think about. Bob Heilig, he isn't affiliated with any network marketing group, but he's kind of like my guy, and I've followed him. He has a huge social media presence, and I've kind of followed suit with that. So there's so much that we can do utilizing technology. So if you guys aren't taking advantage of that, even though our company is like pretty much begging you to do, please do so, because it's really not that hard. And doing stuff like this, it's very uncomfortable at first. And I'm not going to lie, I'm as nervous as all get out whenever I do a live video. So if you guys ever plug into my Facebook page, then I'm shaking in my boots. So I might not look it, but I totally am.
I love it.
And I just, every time I do a live webinar, I feel like I'm going to puke. So, and anyone that's been around me, they're like, oh my gosh, she does change. She's nervous. I'm like, yeah. So when you're looking at me, Michael, when you're looking at other uplines that are presenting and we just look cool as cucumbers, we really aren't. We're still nervous. And if you're not nervous, there's a problem with you. So just do it. I guess just do it. Actions speak louder than words. So I have people on my team. They're totally plugged in. They're kind of doing everything but the action piece. Your business will not grow without the action piece. And you're the only one that can do that. So that was a really long answer to your question.
That's good.
Kind of rambled.
That's great. It's funny because once you get into this place, like where you and I are, it's a mindset. You have that mindset of where you are like-minded. We become like-minded. We become like, we're the, like my pastor says, we're the 20%ers, right? Like we're the 80% of the work is done by 20% of the people. And it's the same in giving. It's the, like with my men's group that I did 30 days with, Amanda, I started out with 80 guys, 42 finished and 20 followed through. Right. And so you look at it, that's the 80-20 rule. Right. And it was like a perfect thing. Right. And so that mindset allows us to, like, for instance, I'll just tell you this. It's funny. Amanda and I were actually signing people up at the same time the other day, and we were chatting back and forth, and she was like, I just got done signing somebody up too. And this is guys, this is a confirmation of what Amanda just said. And Amanda, hopefully this can be some encouragement to you, because, I've been grinding at this for 6 years, and I feel like we're getting closer and closer to that point to where people are starting to understand this, and people are starting to understand nutrigenomics. My chiropractor who I signed up, who has a doctorate in nutrition, said it would take about 7 to 10 years for people to understand this. And that was 6 years ago. So we're slowly but surely creeping along towards that. And when you were meeting with your friend, I was meeting with my dentist's husband, and my dentist signed up back in the beginning, and she never did anything with it. And she got terminated. Right. And so I met with her husband, and he signed up with a platinum pack, and he said, I can't believe my wife let this happen, and it's a mindset. She allowed that busyness and the outcome of other people's results, and what happens, to allow her to put a halt on something that she really needed to benefit. And so her husband just said, I'm going to do it. I'm going to put it in the office. I'm going to put the videos in the office. I'm going to put, my chiropractor made up these awesome signs for his waiting room and stuff. And so I get it. I get the detaching from. Why don't you touch on one more thing?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you touch on some of the experiences that you had in LifeVantage and how important it is for belief when you have those times that you just talked about, how important attending an a LifeVantage Academy, or attending a premier, or not a premier school, but a LifeVantage Elite Academy or a convention, how important that is, and why we have LVA every month, and why we have Elite Academy on a regular basis, and what those type of events have meant to you and your team.
Gotcha. Yeah. Good question. I'm so honest. So I missed the first 2 LVAs because I didn't think I needed them, because I already knew about the products and what else is LVA going to do for me. And then I actually went to an LVA and I was like, oh my gosh, like, why did I miss those first 2? I'll never, hopefully never miss another. So I think it not only provides you with kind of rejuvenation of your goal, but also it allows you to meet other people, and you're going to resonate with, I resonate with certain people that Michael might not, or, vice versa. So, this past LVA, some people liked, some didn't, which is so cool because you can just take bits and pieces from everything. And I guess I like the analogy of, if I went to school and I didn't have like rotations or residencies, you probably wouldn't want me being your provider in the ER. That's all I'm going to say. So I wouldn't just try to stitch you up if I hadn't practiced some. So I think it's a huge mistake for distributors to sign on and then not attend events because they don't know how to run the business. And that's one thing I definitely wanted to touch on, because I've found that people still think this is a get-rich-quick scheme. They wonder why they're not a Pro 10 after 2 months and then they quit. So I have a new tactic. The new tactic is this. I say right out of the gate, hey, this may or may not be for you, number 1. And then number 2, I'll say, just so you know, I am providing you with education, and I honestly think the product's for everyone personally from a medical standpoint, but this business, like, it just might not be for you. And I'm going to tell you something, it's a lot of work. So most people don't even make it. I kind of, not a reverse psychology, but just really like honest, because in the beginning, I think I said something that was horrible. I would say, it's really not that hard. It's really not that hard. And I will help you. I will help you build your business. I didn't say I will help you, period. You build your business. I said, I would help you build your business because I was naive. And so just that shift, like today when I was signing up the guy, he just came in to sign up for the product because of my medical recommendation. And he goes, how did I come in just going to get the product and I'm going out with the platinum pack? It's kind of a joke. But the joke was because the guy's a businessman. He knows how to run a business. And I just showed him the timing piece, and I just completely acted detached from his decision because he felt no pressure at all to buy anything. And so when you go to these events, back to the events, you learn those tactics, and then you're surrounded by people that are doing what you want to do or what you currently are doing. And then I think it gives you inspiration to achieve more. So I absolutely love the events.
That's one thing. It's funny. I remember a long time ago, Tori Hill came and presented here, and Lisa and I are really good friends with her and Tim, and we were taking them back from one of the events, and we've been actually blessed. We're the host of the LifeVantage Academy here in Tampa. So we get to, like, we host, we hosted Dondi Nettles, and we've hosted Jill and Skip, and we just had Tyler Daniels, and we had Seth Campbell, and I was out teaching a couple times when Seth was here. I was out teaching, and so just like this past week, and this is some encouragement for everybody, including you, is that I got in management mode for a longest time, and I kept wanting to just, you wanted to be that someone for someone, and you want it more than they do for themselves. And it's not easy. And you are absolutely correct. It's not for everybody. It's, we kind of, those 80 percenters kind of, they become glorified users of all of our products, and they don't, and there's a lot of things that you talked about that are great that I can't wait to go back and listen to the recording and share it with other people. But I signed up. I have a possibility. I have 3. I hope to get 2 more to have 5 platinum packs this month. That's the first time I've done that in ages. And you know what it was? It was the follow-up. It was constantly, and 3 of the people I had never met before last month.
Oh, wow.
You said it. I want 2 of them were in my my coaching group. One was a doctor. Amanda, we talked about this, about all the doctors I've enrolled, and only a few of them have done anything, but that's okay. But
don't get excited about them.
Yeah, I know. There's someone here now, we don't care about. Yeah. But the one was in the group, and he said to me, well, hey, when are you going to tell me about this NRF1 and NRF2 technology? He goes, I'm not no dummy, right? Like I see all these guys talking about it, and you're not telling me about it. And then one of the other guys was a dog trainer. I call him the dog whisperer. His name's Ben Davis. I don't even know if he's on or not tonight, but I invited him. And this is kind of great for you because this is confirming what you said. I said to him, look, I don't know much about dogs, but I know a system. And I said, so I'm going to put you on the phone with this friend of mine. His name's Lee Seward. He went, is that the guy who invented the dog pill worm back in the 80s? And I said, yeah, it is. And the same thing with the chiropractor. I said, I'm not very smart. I said, I am very smart, but when it comes to following systems, I know how to follow a system. I said, I'm going to put you on the phone with my friend Brett Brimhall. And he said, is that John Brimhall's son? And he said, I thought they made supplements together. I said, they used to, not anymore. And I just connected the dots. And, as you said it, when we go to an LVA or an elite academy, we chew up the meat and we spit out the bones, right? Like we have meat and potatoes that we really just take in, and there's certain things that we don't relate to, and we just let that go, because that's why you keep going back. Because my wife and I talk about this all the time. We always learn something from every single time we hear somebody speak. It's why we record these calls and go back and listen to them again, because there may be something that I missed that you said that I want to just take in and think. So how about you just send us off with this? How about you just tell us one thing that's really been an intricate part of your business, and just send us kind of in. I'm going to do just a 5-minute ending with some of the stuff from our elite call today, but just kind of maybe one nugget that you could impart into the group of people that are here listening.
Sure. I'm going to go non-medical here. I talk medical stuff all day long. So I'm going to kind of get like,
go for it.
Yeah. So the thing I guess that I could recommend, something that I never in a million years ever even thought about before joining LifeVantage, is personal growth. So I think if you are working on yourself, and I'm so grateful that we've partnered with John Maxwell. I've got to see him twice, a third time down in Orlando. So I'm super excited. I think really spending a minimum of 15 to 20 minutes a day on your personal growth. Like, I don't have much time either. So if you guys are like, I don't have any time to fit that in, just simply like upload a book. Like, sure, Michael has tons. If not, I mean, I can, send the ones that I love. Okay. So I'm always listening to a book. I don't ever listen to the radio. I don't even know the last time I listened to the radio. I live in an apartment that I haven't even turned on my TV. So, yeah, I think just continually like working on personal growth, because if you're working on yourself, then it's inevitable that your business is going to just blossom. And also helping others to work on personal growth, because in order for your business to progress, you have to help others progress their businesses. So just not getting in the it's mine, not yours. Like, it's just a sense of abundance. So those kind of things, sense of abundance, personal growth, like kind of just like feel good kind of things, but they really do help your business, I think, and not getting all negativity out. I don't want to be surrounded by anyone who's negative, and I just don't have them in my life. So I guess that's kind of my send off.
You missed it, but my wife said amen in the background. As I unmuted, she said amen, because we have a motto to eliminate negativity and to eliminate distractions. This is too big of information. And I'll share just a little bit as we go, but thank you so much for sharing. And, there was some things today on our elite call that were just, super. Like literally, if you're not in Orlando, guys, Amanda just told you, like, let's be real. Okay. I don't care what type of comments or what type of commitments you made, but and I don't know if Amanda, you can even, I mean, as we go through this, I remember, you know, I love Life Vantage because I love the people, but you know, I've realized now, you don't know this, but I hired, I paid him to teach me some things. I hired a 25-year-old young man named Nicholas Barely, who is 25 years old. He was just voted by Forbes magazine as one of the top 20 entrepreneurs under the age of 30. And he's 4 years ago, he was at 21, he was living out of his car, no college degree, nothing. And he is now a wellness coach. And if you want to look him up, his website is called The $1 Billion Body. And he's going to make over $1 million this year. And so I have learned, I mean, and it's kind of funny. He said to me, he said, look, you know a lot more than I do about the fitness industry. You got the degrees and the certifications and the you know, he said, but you just have been living small. He said, you've joined a mindset, and you heard Amanda say it over and over. It's a mindset. It starts in our mind. We have to make a choice to do these things. And so I've learned that for me, Amanda, thank you for confirming that. Personal development is huge. Like as we're hearing today on this Elite call about a new product that's coming, right? And we're going to partner it with the other Activators Essentials. My wife and I are numbers people. So for $4.60, how much? $4.70. You can take four products that this product's going to help with oxidative stress and a mitochondrial function and that whole nutrigenomics thing, which I know Amanda agrees with me. We had to change our mind and our thinking from what we learned. Luckily, you're young. I'm a little bit older. I had a lot of things in my mind that I had to change. And so it's all about personal development. Today, you know, different people were just chiming in, talking about, you know, the significance of where we are and where we're going and staying at a $200 million company, which companies don't do, even just with one product. Like when I first got involved, we just had NRF2 and some True Science, right? But that significance today, and guys, this stuff we're going to be in Japan very soon. It's not going to be the traditional model. So if you're not in, and guys, I'm just going to tell you this. I have people on this call right now that are in Thailand, and they're just amazing people. And my friend Chris didn't even know them before social media. And just like Amanda said, if you're not teaching yourself to grow, personal development comes in multiple facets. It comes from you stepping out of your comfort zone and learning how to use social media, learning how to use Zoom, learning how to connect and do things like Amanda does and does Facebook Live, like I love to do. I used to be, I kind of like to do them. I think that sometimes you can be scared when you do them because you're afraid, you know, hey, does my hair look okay? Or do I look like I'm asleep or whatever? I know women are different than men, but just the confidence. Like I listened to Amanda's talk about soda today, about drinking soda, right? It was awesome. Like I can tell you have white teeth. You definitely don't drink soda. And I listened to your next one. This is all personal development. Because if you want to get to know somebody, you find out what makes them tick and you learn from them. I learned, you know, I can learn. So I can go back and listen to this and learn some things from Amanda. Like I listened to her talk about dairy today, you know, and, it's awesome. It's awesome that she is being proactive, because being proactive is part of personal development. I can just probably bet that maybe you weren't like that before. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a very tough thing to do. So it's 9:30, a little past 9:30. So I'm gonna call it quits because I know some of you guys Lisa and I are getting on the road here in about an hour and a half, and we usually fly everywhere, but we decided to drive to Atlanta this week just because those of you who don't know me, I'm a big golf fan, so we're going to drive up to watch the PGA Championships on Sunday and hopefully watch Jordan Spieth win the PGA Championships and the FedEx Cup. But Amanda, thank you so much for your kindness. Thank you for your heart, your passion. I'm excited that I got up out of my seat that day at convention and came and made the connection. And just I know that I can just tell that you've been through some things in your life, and that God is really taking you and pushing you into some areas of your life that you're just not comfortable in, but you're embracing it, and you're just a leader. So thank you for sharing your heart with us tonight. I hope everybody benefited from this tonight. I will have this on YouTube before I go to bed tonight. And thank you guys all for joining us. Amanda, thank you so much.
My pleasure. Thank you. And thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.